Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away and it's the day after the Christmas quiz. I hope you all enjoyed it last night and I'm going to be doing the award-winning now Agora Models release and build the Apache AH-64. So once again, congratulations to the folks over at Agora Models. The community voted last night and voted that this is the best model of 2024. So well done, folks. You will be getting the trophy soon. I'll be bringing that down to you. But today, there's a lot to do. There's a real lot to do. So once again, I am going to be splitting this pack down. There's a lot of decals to be putting in place, and there's a lot of stuff I'm going to do off camera afterwards. You'll see what I mean. There's like 18 missiles we've got to do right at the start. We've also got to do something like, do you remember the old Fighting Fantasy books where you had to pick a left road or a right road and turn to the page? It's the same thing here. We basically got to do one of the nacelles, and you've got to pick one version or the other version. But once you've gone down that path, you can't do the other version. So it's one of these things where you have to pick. Just so you know, I'm going to be doing version 2. If that's making no sense to you, I'll explain it all in a second for you. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, it is available for Agora Models, and I'll put the link in the video description. And there's also that QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Check this out. Look how neatly that's been packed in here. That's brilliant. Okay. So this is stage 13 here. I'm just going to open this up. And it's looking like that. You see what I mean at the start? Look how many missiles we've got there. Now, all the decals for this stage do come in a separate bag, looking just like this. And because I'm putting decals on, I'm going to just put a little bit of water in my Pringles lid here, because you don't need too much water. I have got kitchen towel ready, and I'm only going to do one of these. I'm not going to do them all. Now, all of these, are they missiles? I'm calling them missiles. They're probably not. Someone's going to correct me, but I'm going to just cut one of these off. But they all have this section here. So let me just cut one off. And I also need one of these squares just here. So, get that soaking. Now, because I'm on a curved surface here, normally I'd wet this and put the decal on. You see me do that? But you're going to need a little bit more adhesive on this because of the curve on it. It's going to try and peel up. That's why I use micro set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these decals on, just this section here, so you can see exactly how this should look. Now that took an age to do. So we've got 4 decals on here. One here, one here, one here, and one here. You've got to do that another like 18 times, but I will do that after the stream. Now, in true World of Wayne fashion, I'm bringing the cockpit over again now. Now, do you remember in the last stage that I had a problem with these back pillows here? One of them was round the wrong way. So I switched it round so they're both in the same direction. Turns out that I've got to put them both in the wrong direction now. So I need to turn these round so that the larger side is at the top. Let me do that now. So, as you can see, they're in the right way now. So that stage is complete, but we do have this section left over. We're going to build the nacelle now. Now you get to pick whether we're going to be doing version 1 or version 2, which looks like this on the screen here. Now I'm going to be doing version 2. So first things first, I'm going to be putting the decal on. It's the one down the bottom here that says work platform, load limit, £400. And basically I need this section here. That's where this decal is going to be going. It's just going to be going just to the right of that pillar there. So I'll just put this on and then soak up the excess. So that's how that looks when that decal's on. Now I've got this bracket to put over the top of what I've got here. I want the shorter end of this to be towards the left side. So this is actually going to be going on this way. It's a hinge, you see, just like that. So this can go up and down. It's going to be held in with LP screws. And you know what I find funny? That while I'm doing this, I always contemplate other parts of this build. And I'm going to give you some advice now. And it's all relating to these missiles again. Now that took us ages to actually put the decals on that. What I would do is for the decals on here, I would actually probably cut this whole strip off and then roll it around a small former so they're already curved before you put them on. I think that will make your life a lot easier. But that's in place. Put that to one side. And I need these two sections here. They should be labelled L1 and L2, which they are. Now, bringing this section over, I'm going to be putting L1 in first, and it's going to go over the middle lugs here. So that's going to go in once I put this in, just like that there. It's held in with KP screws. What with the amount of armaments on this build, you can see how it's going to probably take a long time. So what I'm going to do with the armament, I can't pronounce it, armaments, is that I will make one to show you what they look like, and then I'll probably do the rest of them at the end. Once I've done that, turn that around. I'm going to be putting L2 into the same side here, which says L2. So that's just going to go in like this. Once again, it's these KP screws. Excellent. And then I want to take one of these plates. Now this one says L2. There should be one that says L1 as well. I've got L1 here. They're going to match the side that I've just put this bracket into. So this one is going to go on here. Get it around the right way. Lining up the lugs. Just like that. And squeeze that into place. Perfect. Do the same on the other side. Matching the L2 to the L2. And this is great. Look, I've got these grills now that I'm going to be putting in. So I'm going to be putting these grills in now. Now, these grills have got a way they go in. If you have a look this side, they've got sort of like 4 little circles in a hole. But if you look at the other side, it just looks like flat, if that makes sense. It's this side that I need. So let's get these in. What I'll do is I'll put these in and then show you what that looks like. Now, I'm not gluing these because they seem to sit in really good on their own. So because of that different texture that's on one side, they are going to be going in a certain way. You've got two. So this one here, for example, can't go in this way because it lies differently. So this one's going to be going in this way here. So I'll get all of these in. And I am hoping that by putting those in, that's explained how they look. So that's how that one looks from that side. And that's how that one looks like from that side. So these are slightly different in different directions than the ones on this side. Okay, I've got this section now, which I'm going to be pushing onto the bottom here. And this will only let you put this in one way. So that's on just like that. And that at the moment is that stage complete. So get stage 15 out now. Now obviously I've got these bits left over at the moment, which is from version 1, which I'm not using. Probably helps to remember what version you're actually doing. So stage 15, got this section here, and we're going to be attaching what we created in the last stage just to the top here, like this. Now it's going to be held in with LP screws. Now remember, I've still got those left over from the last stage. Perfect, so that's in place, looking like that. Now onto this section just here, what I created at the end of the last stage is just going to be going over those 2 points there. Now they're held in with JP screws. These are silver screws. There's one there. And one here. Looking good. Put that to one side. And now I need this circuit board. Open this one up. And in this bag here, I've got a mount for the circuit board. So, having it that way round, I'm going to be putting this on top just here. And that's held in with HP screws. So, that's now into there like that. It's got some lights on this side by the look of it. I then want to bring over this section here, which has got a great big L on it. I'm going to be putting this into place. It's going to go over the 2 lugs, probably best on the top camera here that you can see here. So 1 and 2, just push that down. And then I've got this top, which is going to be going over here, but I do need to just pass this cable up through that square hole. Now, even though we've threaded the cable, we don't actually want to attach those two sections together first. What we do want to do is put this section here on top of this section here and push down on the lugs. So this is going to get locked into place. So one there and one there. Now I want to hold that in with 2 LP screws just into those holes. So one this side and one this side here. I need a bit of glue on what looks like a window wiper here. Putting that on the inside, and it goes over this edge just here. Fits in the indent that I've got just on the side here. Once that's in place, this is where I get to just pull through the excess of this section, line up the lugs, 1, 2, and 3, and push that into place. Excellent. So that's how that looks like from the top. That little windscreen wiper thing should be in like that. Now, in this section just at the top here, I've got a lens to put in. That's going to be for the light that we've got below it, which looks like this. That's just going to be pushed into the top. Like that. Then I've got a red lens, which is going behind it, shaped like a teardrop, so it is shaped. And there we go, I've just snapped that into place. Clear that oil up. That was quite hard to get that in there, but as you can see, that's in. On the bottom here, we've got this hole which we're now going to be hiding. So I've got this plate with a big L on it. That's just going to go over the top there and push that into place. And then I could just put that to one side. Now, do you remember previously in the last pack we made this engine assembly? We're going to be working on that now. And I'm looking at this section here with the 2 holes above it. I've got some parts in here. And the first thing to do is to put this plate onto those 2 lugs. Push that down. So that's how that's looking. Quite a few decals are going to go on this. Now they all say no step, and one of them has got like a, I don't know, a paddle on here. It's basically all 4 of these decals here. So I'm going to be putting these on. It does also include these larger nose steps here. So let's do the small ones first. I'll get them on. Very clever how they're laid out. You're going to have the top ones are going to be upside down, and these ones are going to be the normal way up as I'm looking at it. So that's looking, well, can you see that? Like that. Now the bigger nose step sign that we've got will be going on this section just here. I'll get that in. So that one looks like that. And this last decal, I don't know what it is. It looks like one of those VIN plates you get in a car. But I'll put that on. That's just going to be going onto this round section just here. Just like that. And that's that stage complete. So bear in mind, I do have parts left over. Don't know what they're for, but I am going to keep all this together, even though some of this is probably from that first nacelle. Okay? Now in stage 16, the left engine nacelle, you do regardless of what version you decided to pick. So let's just get this open. And the first thing I want to do is I want to put these 2 parts here together. So it's just a case of pushing them in. You should hear them snap. You're not going to need to glue them, but you are now going to need to glue this section just here because I'm about to put a grill in. So I'll put the smallest amount of glue on there and I'll be dropping this into place. So that's how that looks. Now we've got this base for this to go into. It's got a keyhole pattern, so it can only go in one way. Just like that. What I find interesting about this is they do want that glued into place on there. So I will put some glue just around the side there, not too much. Put that back in and glue that in. Okay, now the next section, when I put this on to this section just here, what we've been working on, we don't glue this in. This is just going to be clipped in. So this is going to be going in this way, just like this, and push that in. Now, it does take some pushing to get this clipped in, but there you go. That's in just like that. Put that to one side. Got a couple of tiny details now, which I'm going to be putting in. Namely, this section here is going to be going onto this section just here. Now I'm just having a look. It has got a bladed pattern on it, so it can only go in one way. I do have to glue it in, but I just wanted to do a dry fit first. Now I've done that, I've got to keep that safely to one side. And like we had done before, I know I said I'm going to do loads of artillery at the end. It does make me want to do just this artillery that we've got here. So it's just a case of putting these together here. And we're going to be making 2 missiles. So we've done this in the last pack. So one here, one there. I've got these tiny pieces which I've got to put on the missile, if you remember from the last pack. So the squarish one goes towards the back here, and then the other 2 here will be going just on the front. So 2 missiles done, and I'll put the decals on this afterwards, but this is what it looks like when the decals are on, because we've done that before. And then we're going to create another one of these boxes, putting the decals on like you can see there. So we've got the box here. And once again, it would be a case of just taking one of these missiles and it sits in just like that, ready to have the lid on there. So, more artillery and stuff, but that's all there is to do in that stage. Which means the last stage I'm going to do in this pack is stage 17. And as you can see here, we're going to be putting the last rotor blade on. So that makes all 4 rotor blades completed now. Now, you can see what I mean about lots of artillery and boxes and stuff, because we've got another one of these again. Let's just open that. We know how this is going to be going together, and it's going to be holding another one of the missiles. So that's going to go like that. That was a quick part of the stage. But with this rotor blade, what I want to do is get all the parts out here. And I do need the parts for this end, which I saved last time. They came in stage 9. So I need this part here, which has got a stamp of a 1 in a circle. That's going to be going on the bottom there, just like this, which means the other one I've got here is going to be going on the top. Now I've got these pins here, which are going to be holding this in. So put the pins through this side. Excellent. Cut them. I've got the other ones put in the other side here. So when that's in, that should look like that. Now if you remember how we did this before, we've got the bracket here with a little notch there which needs to face out. I'm going to have one going in that side, so that is facing out there. Let's put that one in. And the same on the other side, so this time the little lug is facing outwards on this side. So as you can see, they're both in. Bring over the rotor blade we've been working on, and as you can see, there's one more left to go in. That's going to be going onto this side just here. So what I need to do is I've got these sections. So this way round, put this underneath here like this. I'm holding it in with a GP screw just into there. Flange screw, this one. Take the top, put that over the top here, and push both of those together nice and tight. And then we're just going to be taking this section, putting this into here, Now what I did last time when I did this was I put the pins in first and then I put the bolt in. Just gives you a little bit more control, and as you can see with all of my rotor blades, they're all in the correct way, unlike the last pack. Excellent. Then we just put this screw and bolt through. Bolts just at the top in the recess there. Turn this over. I'm holding that with my finger. Put this through this side and then just screw this in. Just like this. That's all in place. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Looks good, doesn't it? I can see why this model's won the competition that I ran this year. So we're going to do that every year, just so you know. So I wonder who's going to be winning in 2025. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. Also a QR code on the screen. Part 2 of Pack 3 will be coming soon, but I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.